All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, Dawan, the apostles of the GMS, and it's sincere Shalom to the hopeful elect out there that's pushing this truth and sincerity. And what I have here is apparently, which is the new topic that's been going around as world news event wise. It says at least 60 dead in bomb carnage at Kabul airport. And this is because of the whole thing with Taliban and now ISIS. Um, Now they going at it with each other. So apparently, it says it was a scene of carnage in Afghanistan after twin explosions near Kabul airport. And mind you, this is the place where as far as the U.S. was getting Afghanistanian people out of there, and one got hit with a bomb. Actually, two places got hit with the bomb. One for an airport, one for a hotel. But I think the video will explain it as it goes in. And I'm even reading the comment boards, and people was over here on the comment boards just like, "Oh, this is terrible. This shouldn't be happening. This, and that." And these people don't understand that this is going to happen everywhere. These things are meant to happen. This is why we're only out here to wake up the elect of our people, and not everybody. Because if it was of it for to wake up everybody, that means every person that can't that will. Jeez, that would just be a whole mess right there. I don't even want to think about that. But to wake up everybody, if we were to wake up everybody, people still got sentimentality for this place, and would try to go back and save it, or try to plead to stop, and then it just doesn't make sense. That's why it's only for the elect to understand that this is what we want. This is what we need, is to get out of here. So I'll explain it more as we go through the video. This is probably only like, I'm only gonna go like half the video because that's the main part of it. So here it is.
It was a scene of carnage in Afghanistan after twin explosions near Kabul airport killed at least 60 people, according to a health official, and injured dozens more. The first blast is thought to have been the work of a suicide bomber, passing among the crowds gathered for more than a week at one of the airport's main gates to try to get flights out of the country. The second was at a nearby hotel. Along with Afghan civilians, 12 US military personnel have died. The Ministry of Defense says there were no British casualties. The initial explosion took place just before dusk outside the Abbey Gate, leaving bodies strewn all over a sewage ditch. It's unclear how many were injured in the next blast at the Baron Hotel, further along the airport perimeter. There had been warnings in recent days that an offshoot of the Islamic State group in the region was planning an attack, and tonight IS has claimed it was behind the bombings. The Pentagon says evacuation flights will continue despite the threat of more attacks. With the very latest from Kabul, here's our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette, and a warning her report contains some distressing images from the very beginning.
The feared attack, a bombing forewarned. Casualties rushed yet again into Kabul's emergency hospital after twin bombings close to Kabul airport. This man was there.
Saw at least 400 or 500 people there. The explosion was really powerful. Half were held into the water, others on the ground outside. We carry the wounded here on stretchers, and here, my clothes are completely bloody.
So many wounded, some shoved into wheelbarrows. Afghans who'd hoped to be on an airplane tonight, flying to a safer place. This attack claimed by the Islamic State group shattered that hope and struck one of the deadliest blows against U.S. troops in the past 20 years.
Let me just come back one moment.
The Pentagon put on a brave face.
I'd like to offer my profound condolences to the families of our servicemen and women and Afghan civilians who lost their lives today. We have put more than 5,000 U.S. service members at risk to save as many civilians as we can. It's a noble mission, and today we have seen firsthand how dangerous that mission is. ISIS will not deter us from accomplishing the mission. I can assure you of that.
Hours earlier, in the center of Kabul, an ever-growing clamor. People desperate to find ways to get to that airport.
I was go out with the British people. Yes.
How many years?
Maybe 1 year I was 12 years ago.
But now the British are saying it's too dangerous to go to the airport.
Dangerous, yes. I cannot go in an airport. I cannot go.
Even 3-year-old Salim is worried just listening to his mother. Asma tells us they got to the airport and were sent from gate to gate. She says the Taliban asked, "Why do you want to leave?" and threatened to shoot her. Now it's been 2 days on this street for her exhausted children. The Taliban are now stopping Afghans from even traveling to the airport, but still they try. They're bringing certificates. They're bringing flight details. They're bringing whatever letter they've ever had from any government anywhere in the world. Whatever the risks there are in going to the airport, whatever the risks there are at the airport today, for all of them, just look at this. For them, the greatest danger is staying here in Afghanistan. And tonight, that danger all too clear. There had been warnings for a week of an attack like this. A last strike against Western troops set to leave within days. Another blow to many Afghans' last hope of leaving this chaos behind. Lise Doucette, BBC News, Kabul.
Well, our correspondent Secunda Kamani is in Kabul, and our North America correspondent Ali Maqbool is in Washington. To you first, Secunda. There are reports tonight.
Now, that was pretty much the main point of it, but they not even showing the rest of the stuff that happened. Well, it stays up, but I'm gonna show the rest of the graphic videos, let's say it, as to what was happening, because I guess they're only allowed to but go into so much. But I happened to find the other two where one of them was the explosion, and then the aftermath of it. Now, this is Matthew 24:6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." And we're seeing, as I always like to go into, this is just not the actual war, not just that, as far as like World War III, but these are rumors of wars where there's actual wars happening inside these kingdoms. As you can see, this in itself is a war. Then they already had the war with Israel and Gaza, Slovakia, and it's just everything's piling up very quick. Everything's piling up very quick. There's nothing that's stopping these people, and then soon enough, if someone else messes up, there's gonna be a war involved in that. And then if this place messes up, there's going to be a war, all-out war in that anyway. So, either way, these people failed to understand, for like these people that was in the comment boards, they failed to understand that this is going to happen all over the place. This is just a small taste of it. It's going to happen here. When people want to probably try to leave here to go to other places, but then kind of find out it's just bad anywhere they go. So there would be a time where, especially these people over here, especially some of these so-called foreigners, some of them may not be able to leave because they might not get in time, or they may be smart and actually end up leaving beforehand before things really do hit the fan. Because believe it or not, they're more smarter dealing with stuff like this than the average citizen over here. The average citizen here is too comfortable to really know what to do in a situation like that. We'll break in the heartbeat of anything. So this is Isaiah 24:11. It says, "There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The land of the mirth is gone." And that's exactly what's going on. The land of the mirth is gone. Everybody here is kind of, is exactly depressed or angry or upset. That's why they always try to smoke weed, try to keep doing whatever it is that keeps them happy for the meantime, because this is all they got left to keep their sanity going. What happens when you think that's gone? their mind's going to flip just like that. These people don't understand what's coming in store, or they do, and they just don't want to believe it. Because that's just the only thing left for these people is now is just straight up denial. It says, in the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. And that's even ultimately Babylon's airports. When people can't go nowhere, where people just left out on their own, especially when this place falls. Once this place falls, that's it for anybody. And it's going to be hell left and right. You're going to have a lot of people out there killing, being cannibals, probably even turn themselves, try to find a way to be the next top coon so they don't have to deal with this BS. And then ultimately, it's the chip. That's the main thing. The chip, the MOB is the next best thing for when all this stuff happens. These people don't have the slightest clue. If they do, they're screwed. Because they don't know what to do about it. If none of these movements did anything before, nothing will work for them now. And that's why we ultimately pray to the Most High for everything, because we don't stand a chance on our own. Oh, do you look at all the other movements, the BGF, the Black Lives Matter, the freedom fighters, nothing works. This is what we have left. What are we going to do against them tanks rolling through the streets here when they start blowing up stuff? What are we going to do against that? And these people think they feel bad because it's happening to these people. I wonder how these people are going to feel when it's happening to them. People fail to understand that this place, quote unquote, has not been touched, but it's not untouchable. Because the whole key for this place is to fall anyways. This is Revelations 11 and 8. It says, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, whereas also our Lord was crucified. So it says, and their dead body shall lie in the streets of the great city. Now that's taken two ways, because these dead bodies, first of all, that number one, that could be taken literal, because in that day, a lot of people is going to be dying anyways, just like what they said was happening in that one clip that I was just playing. 60 people died. Yet I'm finding clips of how many people was dying, or how many people did die, and how the bodies were just left there. There's going to be a lot of dead bodies in the streets. Now it goes any further when you're talking about that these people will be like zombies, like basically they're just dead in the mind, because they don't know what to do. They don't have nothing left, and for the fact that they don't understand or basically see what's coming right now, because basically a lot of these people are dead right now. You can't talk to an average person on a knowledgeable basis about the things about what's going to happen, and that's what makes them dead. It's because they can't understand, they can't comprehend, they don't even want to. They're comfortable living the lavish life, and they're praying that it stays that way. But this place was never good, so it wasn't going to last good. It's not going to last as long. But these people are going to understand real soon that this is just, I can't even call it phase one. This is just a warm-up. Because that's all this is. It's just a warm-up. Then it's going to start leading to phase 1, 2, and 3. Until ultimately this place falls. And it goes bye-bye at that point. So, these people ain't prepared, and they don't want to be. But I'm gonna put up the last 2 videos I saw of it, and Lord willing, this is at least a little bit edifying. So with that, shalom.